Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dita Sintyawati and I'm from B class.
Humbled to offer my first official speech as the junior United States Senator from the great state of California. I rise with a deep sense of reverence for this institution, for its history, and for its unique role as a defender of our nation's ideals. Above all, I rise today with a sense of gratitude for all those upon whose shoulders we stand. For me, this starts with my mother, Shamala Harris. She arrived at the University of California, Berkeley, from India in 1959 with dreams of becoming a scientist. The plan when she finished school was to go back home to a traditional Indian marriage. But when she met my father, Donald Harris, she made a different plan. She went against a practice reaching back thousands of years, and instead of an arranged marriage, she chose a love marriage. This act of self-determination made my sister Maya and myself, and it made us Americans, like millions of children of immigrants before and since. And I know she's looking down on us today. And knowing my mother, she's probably saying, Kamala, what on earth is going on down there? We have got to stand up for our values. So in the spirit of my mother, who was always direct, I cannot mince words. In the early weeks of this administration, we have seen an unprecedented series of executive actions that have hit our immigrant and religious communities like a cold front, striking a chilling fear in the hearts of millions of good, hardworking people. All by executive fiat. By fiat, we have seen the president stick taxpayers with a bill for a multi-billion-dollar border wall without regard to the role of the United States Congress under Article 1 of the Constitution. By fiat, we've seen a president mandate the detention of immigrants, both documented and undocumented, creating a dragnet that could ensnare 8 million people. By fiat, the president has ordered the creation of what essentially will be a 15,000-member deportation force. By fiat, he wants to take away state and local authority by making local police officers act as federal immigration officials. By fiat, the president wants to slam the gates of freedom by instituting a Muslim ban, a ban which was carelessly written as it has been incompetently enforced. And in recent days, we have seen an increased severity in immigration raids sweeping across this country, including the arrest of a dreamer in Seattle and a domestic violence victim in Texas. And we have seen an administration violate court orders, attack the First Amendment, bully federal judges, and mock Americans exercising their right to freely assemble. Mr. President, I rise today to discuss how these actions impact my state of California and our country. And in particular, the state of California, I believe, is a microcosm of who we are as America. In California, we have farmers and environmentalists, welders and technologists, Republicans, Democrats, independents, and the largest number of immigrants, documented and undocumented, of any state in the nation. I rise because the president's actions have created deep uncertainty and pain for our refugee and immigrant communities. I rise on behalf of California's more than 250,000 dreamers who were told by the federal government, if you sign up, we will not use your personal information against you. I rise to say the United States of America cannot go back on our promise to these kids and their families. And I rise today as a lifelong prosecutor and as the former top cop of the biggest state in this country to say these executive actions present a real threat to our public safety. Let me repeat that. The President's immigration actions and Muslim ban will make America less safe. As a prosecutor, I can tell you, it is a serious mistake to conflate criminal justice policy with immigration policy, as if they are the same thing. They are not. I have personally prosecuted everything from low-level offenses to homicides. I know what a crime looks like. And I will tell you, an undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. But that's what these actions do. They suggest all immigrants are criminals and treat immigrants like criminals. And there's no question, those who commit crimes must face severe and serious and swift consequence and accountability. But the truth is, the vast majority of immigrants in this country are hardworking people who deserve a pathway to citizenship. Instead of making us more safe, these increased raids and executive orders instill fear in immigrants who are terrified they will be deported or have to give up information, resulting in the deportation of their family members. For this reason, studies have shown Latinos are more than 40% less likely to call 911 when they've been a victim of crime. This climate of fear drives people underground and into the shadows, making them less likely to report crimes against themselves or others. Fewer victims reporting crime and fewer witnesses coming forward. And these executive actions create a strain on local law enforcement. Any police chief in this country will tell you they barely have enough resources to get their job done. So when you make local law enforcement do the job of the federal government, you strain the resources for local law enforcement. And that hurts everybody's safety. And let's consider the economic harm this order will cause. Immigrants make up 10% of California's workforce and contribute $130 billion to our state's gross domestic product. Immigrants own small businesses, they till the land, they care for children and the elderly, they work in our labs, attend our universities, and serve in our military. So these actions are not only cruel, they cause ripple effects that harm our public safety and our economy. The same is true of this Muslim ban. This ban may as well have been hatched in the basement headquarters of ISIS. We handed them a tool of recruitment to use against us. Policies that demonize entire groups of people based on the God they worship have a way of conjuring real-life demons. And policies that isolate our Muslim American community take away one of the greatest weapons we have in the fight against homegrown extremism. And here's the truth, Mr. President. Imperfect though we may be, I believe we are a great country. I believe we are a great country. And part of what makes us great are our democratic institutions that protect our fundamental ideals. Freedom of religion and the rule of law. Protection from discrimination based on national origin. Freedom of the press, and a 200-year history as a nation built by immigrants. So this brings me to my message today. We have a responsibility to draw a line with these administrative actions and say no. And this is not a question of party. This is about a government of co-equal branches with its inherent checks and balances. This is about the role of the United States Senate, the greatest deliberative body in the world. I know, having spent now a few weeks in this chamber, that we have good men and women on both sides of the aisle. Men and women who believe deeply in our immigrant communities and who understand that nationalism and patriotism
pria
are
dan
not
wanita
the
yang
same
sangat percaya
thing.
pada komunitas imigran
I
yang
know
pada dasarnya
that
memahami
it was
bahwa
the junior
nasionalisme dan juga
senator, the junior United States senator from the state of
patriotisme
Texas,
bukanlah hal
who
yang
said, I
sama.
quote, "It's an enormous blessing to be the child of an immigrant who fled oppression because you realize how fragile liberty is
Merupakan berkah
and how
yang sangat
easily
besar
it can
untuk
be
menjadi
taken
anak
away."
seorang imigran yang melarikan diri
It was
dari
the junior
penindasan.
United States senator
Karena
from the great state of
Anda
Kentucky
menyadari
who
betapa
said,
rapuhnya
"We
kebebasan
quote,
itu dan
must
betapa
always
mudahnya kebebasan
embrace
itu dapat
individual
direnggut.
liberty and enforce the constitutional rights of all Americans, rich and poor,
Menegakkan hak
immigrant and
konstitusional
native,
semua
black
orang
and
Amerika yang
white."
kaya dan juga miskin,
It was the
imigran
senior
dan pribumi,
United States
kulit
senator
hitam dan juga
from the
kulit
great
putih.
state of Arizona who said,
Senator
"Undocumented
senior
immigrants
Amerika
should not
Serikat
be,
dari
quote,
negara bagian
condemned forever
Arizona
to
yang
a twilight
besar mengatakan
status."
bahwa imigran tidak berdokumen
So yes, we
tidak boleh
have
dikutuk
good people on
selamanya
both
untuk
sides of the
status senja.
aisle.
Jadi
And I say we must measure up to our words and fight for
kami
our
memiliki
ideals
orang-orang baik
because
di
the
kedua
critical
sisi.
hour is upon us.
Jadi saya katakan
thank
bahwa
you.
kita
Mr.
harus
President, I
memenuhi
yield the
kata-kata
floor.
kita dan berjuang untuk cita-cita kita karena saat kritis ada di depan kita. Saya juga berterima kasih kepada kalian semua. Tuan Presiden,